35 years ago, frankly, we thought anti-Semitism was over, and yet it's still around. It's a disease, it's a sickness, it's chronic. I felt called, what we say in Hebrew, shlichut, called on a mission to bring reconciliation and healing and cooperation between Jews and Christians, and together to deepen our roots in Israel and the Bible and in helping one another.
It was this calling that compelled the young Rabbi Eckstein to take a job with the Anti-Defamation League and move to Chicago in 1976.
What was going on here, and why they sent me here, was there was this neo-Nazi march in Skokie, Illinois, which is a suburb of Chicago, where there is a heavy Jewish population and heavily Holocaust survivors population. And this group of neo-Nazis was going to march in Skokie, and I was sent by the Anti-Defamation League to rally the non-Jewish community to fight and oppose this march. I started a number of things that historically had never happened. I began the first Holocaust curriculum in a public school system in America. Today, obviously, there are many, but that was the first time that Holocaust studies was put into a Chicago public school, into an American public school system. I started the first Christian memorial service for the Holocaust. I started the first dialogue with evangelical Christians in the world 38 years ago, 40 years ago. And all of a sudden, I became someone who is covered in the newspapers. I started to get a niche. Like I was a doctor who started to specialize in this area of evangelical Jewish relations. I was the only one doing it. I broke history. I changed history. So I found myself in Chicago, married, having a child, my firstborn, and expecting to go back to New York to head the ADL in 3 years, and developing all these different programs, feeling comfortable with it, feeling a sense of confidence, writing, leading. And then after 6 years or so doing that, the ADL insisted that I come back to New York to head that group. And for a variety of reasons, which it doesn't pay to go into, I decided against it. And that's when I went off on my own. And that was a very, very difficult, painful period in my life when I started this new organization. Then I called it the Holy Land Fellowship of Christians and Jews.
Though the beginning of the fellowship provided Rabbi Eckstein with many challenges, he persevered. Over 30 years later, this network of bridge builders has grown to over 1 million supporters and is the largest humanitarian aid organization in Israel. Little did Yechiel know at the beginning that some of his biggest supporters would be Christians.
When I grew up, I had no idea what evangelical Christians or Bible-believing Christians were. But as I developed the fellowship and came to meet more and more Christians and understand Bible-believing Christians better, I came to realize that they are our best friends. and strategic partners, especially today as we both face the challenges of radical Islam. Christians and Jews must come together. And that's happening. And I have a part in it, and God is blessing that effort.